Hey, what is up everybody? Zero Fats here coming at you on behalf of adventuresontheriver.com. Today, I want to talk to you guys about overcoming obstacles and limiting beliefs. And to do it, I want to tell you a story right here today on the Zero Fats Returns channel. So, I want to tell you this story, and it's funny. Basically, it goes like this. Several years ago, before I was working for myself, I worked at a hospital, right? And I used to drive by this intersection. I'll draw you a little map. So there's this really busy intersection. It's like a 4-lane intersection, right? And there was like another road that went this way, right? So it was, like I said, it was an intersection. And obviously there was lights here and lights here and there was lights here and lights here. So it was like a busy intersection, right? Now down this way, there was a lot of stores, right? And this is like, I'm gonna put an arrow, because this is like upcoming stores. This is where like everything was going in my town, right? They were building more stores. There was a Walmart Supercenter, a Home Depot, a Lowe's. There was more stores down here. There was just a ton of stores on this side of the intersection, and it just kept on building out more and more. I remember when I was a kid, that was all just fields, and now it's like it's building up, and that's like the center of activity now. On this side of the intersection, there was like a couple of stores. This one went out of business. This one had changed names. It was something different. It was just kind of getting run down, right? It wasn't that good. There was a bar over here. There was a bar over here. I think there was like a thrift store, It just, there was like Olive Gardens over here. There was a lot going on over here. And on this side, it was just kind of run down. And there was this busy intersection in the middle. The only gas station was right here on the corner, okay? It was like a Valero or something like that, It was like this little gas station. It wasn't even a nice gas station. It was a crappy gas station. It wasn't one of those nice fancy pants gas stations where you could go in and get like soda and there's all kinds of candy and stuff. It was kind of a crappy gas station. But that was it, right? So there was no gas station over here. And every time I came home from work, I'd always drive through this intersection. And then every time I'd have to do Christmas shopping, or every time I'd go to do anything in this area, like, I'd be down here shopping, and I'd think, I need to get some gas. Now to get gas, I'd have to cross this busy intersection, right? Really busy intersection to get gas. And it was a pain in the butt because you have to go through this light, and it's kind of, you just have to wait, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt, You're always going to be stuck here. You're always going to be waiting, right? And finally you get through and you get to this gas station. Now maybe I'm doing this justice with this picture, and maybe I'm not. But I want you to understand one thing. This was a major pain in the butt, right? And it would have been so much easier if there would have been a gas station down here with all these stores, right? And let me tell you something, all these stores were pretty fancy. There was, Bed Bath & Beyond down there, Kohl's was down there. Pretty, little bit more upscale stores were down here, okay? People were spending money down here. The restaurants were down here, Olive Garden, all this stuff was down here that people were spending money on. They needed a gas station over here, not over here, over here. And whenever I would drive by, I always think in my mind, man, whoever puts a gas station down there is going to make some bank, because everyone's going to be going to that gas station. No one's going to be going to that gas station anymore. So, like many of you guys, I had this idea, right? Man, if somebody could put a gas station down there, they'd be making serious money, right? Just one of many ideas that I've had that never came to fruition. But why? Why did I have such a cool idea and then I never did anything about it? Just for your information, a couple years later, Speedway, a major gas station around where I live. There's like 9 speedways in this town. They put a gas station down there and they cleaned up, right? They just cleaned up. People were always in and out of that speedway. It's always busy. So exactly what I said, man. Exactly what I said. Now let's talk about limiting beliefs and obstacles, and why didn't I do anything about putting a gas station down there, right? Okay, why not me? Well, at the time I was working at a job, and at the time, I had a lot of limiting beliefs. And maybe some of you guys do too. But at the time, okay, let's think about this gas station idea. Why did I not take action? All right. Pretend that says action, all right? Number one, the first thing I thought in my mind was, I have no money. Okay, that was the first problem I had. I had no money. I don't got no money to start a gas station. I don't know anything about, right? I didn't know anything about running a gas station. I don't know anything about gas stations. And then that led me, in my mind, that led me to, I don't know anything about, I'm just going to put BM, brick and mortar businesses. Because, I don't know anything about gas stations. It kind of led me to I don't know anything about brick and mortar stores. And that's kind of like my thought process, right? And then what else? The next thing I thought, oh, I have to have gas brought in. Oh, gas tanks, right? Then my mind starts thinking about this, gas tanks. Now, how deep do I think about these problems? Okay, not very deep. My mind just bounces them around like a ping pong ball, bouncing around, finding reasons why I can't do something, right? Just finding reasons why I can't do something. I don't know anything about filling up gas tanks. And then when I thought about the gas tanks being filled up, I thought about the prices on gas and how the prices fluctuate and how do I price the gas and what determines the price and all that stuff. And I could go on and on and on. I'm out of whiteboard room. I could go on and on and on about this gas station thing. But you see, all this stuff did one thing. It took a good idea, okay? And it was an idea. It was a good idea about the gas station thing. There was opportunity there. But it took a good idea, and it was already kind of a vague notion, but it was a good idea, okay? And if you think about the idea of having a vague notion that's also a good idea, when you start putting all these problems out on the table, it becomes less of a good idea and it becomes more of a vague notion, okay? Because this pendulum swings both ways between good idea and vague notion, right? And when I start introducing a lot of problems in my mind, it starts moving more to a vague notion. And what happens is I just start thinking, that's not for me. That's not for me. That's not for me. Oh, well, I guess money's not for me. I guess, not having to worry about paying my bills isn't for me. Right? I guess I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing, working at the hospital, making $400 a week, just getting by, scrounging up money every year for Christmas. Because I'm afraid to deal with a few problems because I don't know how to do it and I don't know anything about it. So I guess I'll just keep on doing what I've been doing, right? Who's been there? Who has been there? This isn't the only one, you guys. I could go on and on and on. In my town, we have no Waffle House and we have no Starbucks. Let me talk about the Waffle House thing. In Springfield, Ohio, where I live, we have no Waffle House, okay? Now, I used to be in bands all the time. And my band, we get done playing music at a bar at like 1 or 2 in the morning. And what do, man? We hit that Waffle House, right? We hit that Waffle House and get some breakfast on the way home. That's what we did, man, because we had a couple of vehicles that were full of equipment, and we'd be rolling on those interstates. We'd hit those Waffle Houses and get some breakfast on the way home for the long journey home, right? It was awesome. Had a great time, loved Waffle House. And I noticed a few years ago that my town has no Waffle House. Man, this place don't have no Waffle House. If we had a Waffle House here, we could clean up. We'd kill it, right? Why did I not take action on the Waffle House thing? Here's how far I got on the Waffle House thing. Farther than I got on the gas station thing, but here's how far I got. I did an internet search and looked into what it takes to get a Waffle House franchise, right? And you know what the first prerequisite to having a Waffle House franchise is? First prerequisite, you have to work at a Waffle House. And I think it was like, you have to work at a Waffle House for like at least a year or something. And to that, I responded in my mind with like a snarky little remark of, I bet if I was a millionaire investor, I wouldn't have to work at a Waffle House if I had about $1 million sitting in the bank and I wanted to invest, right? Then I wouldn't have to. I thought I was pretty damn clever for figuring that out. I thought, man, I know what's going on. I know how the world works. I know which way the wind blows. If I got money, then I don't have to do nothing. Because I'm just a poor fool. If I want to get a franchise, I got to work at that place for a year. Man, I don't think so. I'm not trying to hear that. Right? But I was the fool. Okay? I was the fool. Instead of coming up with reasons why other people wouldn't have to do something and I would have to do something, maybe I should have been coming up with ways to solve my problems. If I really wanted a Waffle House franchise, how hard is it to work at a Waffle House for a year? It's not that hard. If I'm determined, if I want something bad enough, how hard could it be? That's how I should have been thinking about it. This, incidentally, is still an opportunity in my town. There's no Waffle House in this town. Anybody could roll in who is determined and probably be a millionaire with that Waffle House franchise. Because people in this town are generally pretty, they're not like super healthy eaters, and they would really go for a 24-hour-a-day Waffle House restaurant. Another one I could say the same thing for is Starbucks. I notice there's no Starbucks in my town. We have 2 Tim Hortons and no Starbucks. And I can't tell you how many times I wanted to get on with some Starbucks, but I can't do it because we got no Starbucks in this town. Genuine opportunity for people who have the drive and ambition and don't let their good ideas be turned into vague notions and just basically, they basically defeat themselves. That's what happens. People defeat themselves. Now, you might think, okay, you got these ideas, why don't you do it now since you're so changed? Well, the reason why I don't do it now is because I have a goal, I have a path, I know what I want to do, and I'm set on that path. I'm not interested in running a restaurant. I don't want to have a Waffle House. I'm not interested in having a Starbucks, and I'm not interested in running a gas station, right? Even though that opportunity's already sailed, that ship's already done sailed. I'm not interested in it. I don't want those problems. I don't want those headaches. So, I don't worry about it. But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of times people have great ideas, like fantastic ideas, but they let like their limiting beliefs and their obstacles stand in the way. Instead of letting my mind talk me out of things, and maybe some of you guys are the same way, like the problem with the Waffle House thing, or the problem with the gas station thing. I don't know anything about gas stations. How hard is it to learn about gas stations? get on the internet, do some research. I have the world's knowledge at my fingertips. I can learn about anything sitting in my living room doing simple Google searches for 24 hours, you know? I can probably become more knowledgeable about gas stations in 2 days with a dedicated purpose to learn about gas stations than most people in my town know about gas stations, just from dedicating that time to it. So that's an obstacle easily overcome, right? So listen, here's my point. I don't want to ramble on. I say if you want to overcome some of these obstacles, the first step is to write them down. Write down your obstacles, or what I used to call reservations. Write down your reservations. These are like things that keep you from taking action on a good idea, right? Write them down. Okay, because when you write them down, they move outside of becoming just like things that keep you away from an idea, and they move into like real things on paper, and your mind automatically switches into solve mode. Solve mode. Now they're not just something that keeps you away from a goal. Now they're actually things that you're going to be trying to solve. Why? Because we're conditioned to, okay? When you were in school, your teachers had you write down math problems, right? Sally walks into the pet store with 2 kittens. She picks up 2 more kittens. How many kittens does Sally have now? Right? It's a math problem, and you see it written out there on paper, and inherently, automatically, you want to solve the problem, right? We are conditioned to do this. So, and at the same time, what have your teachers been telling you since you were a little kid in grade school? Show your work. You've been taught to show your work. You've been conditioned to show your work since you've been in grade school. So what I'm telling you to do now is show your work. Write down your reservations on paper and look at the reservations and try to come up with 2 or 3 ways you could overcome those reservations. Try to come up with 2 or 3 ways that you could solve those problems, right? And then when you get answers to all those questions, then you can make a real decision. Is this something I could do? Guys, sorry about the noise. Somebody's doing some work outside. But is this something I could do? Is this, and don't even ask if this is something you could do, because let me tell you something. There's a lot in this world you can do. If you set your mind to it, you can do damn near anything. But ask yourself, is this something I want to do? Okay? And then if the answer is no, make sure you write down why. Why do I want to do it? Why is it worth my time? Why do I not want to do it? Why is this not worth my time? Okay? That's what I would do. That's my advice. Write it down, just like a math problem, just like a word problem. Write it down, and then answer the questions. You know, hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, I had a reservation with the gas station. I didn't know anything about gas stations. Okay, I can learn about that. I can spend a couple days learning about gas stations. I don't know anything about brick and mortar stores. I can spend a couple more days learning about brick and mortar stores, and I'd get a little more specific with that question. Why am I saying I don't know anything about brick and mortar stores? What am I so scared of? What about brick and mortar stores don't I know that I need to learn? And I would start asking a few questions on paper about the brick and mortar stores. Well, I don't understand, how to do the taxes. I don't understand how to get inventory in my store. I don't understand who do I get my stuff off of? Where do I buy gas from? I don't understand these specific problems, and I'll write them down, and then I'll try to answer all those problems. And I guarantee you, once you get done going through all those question and answer sessions with your reservations, you will know whether or not you want to do it or not. Because I guarantee you, if you want to, there's a very good chance you can do it. Where I'm at right now in life, I have no doubt in my mind that if I wanted to start a Waffle House franchise, you better damn sure understand I will make it happen, okay? But to get to that place, man, I had to rewire my brain, because back then, when I used to drive by that gas station, when I used to think about that Waffle House, I was full of obstacles, full of limiting beliefs, and my brain would just find ways to defeat itself. Anyways, that's all I got. I hope it helps, guys. If you like this video, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you have a little extra money, check out adventuresontheriver.com. I go into a lot of detail about a lot of things in that site when it comes to making money online. Also, I just like to remind everybody, I don't owe you a thing, okay? If you pay me money every month, then yeah, I will definitely feel a lot more obligated to help you, and I'll do my best. And I do have a goal to help everybody get to where they want to get to online. But please, when you speak to me, speak respectfully. Don't expect me to stay up till midnight shooting videos for you, teaching you how to do things that are only going to take you an hour a day and or no time a day and whatever. I mean, please be respectful to me. I don't owe you anything, all right? Nobody helped me, and I'm here trying to help you, but please be respectful to me. Okay, I guess that's all I got, guys. Hope everybody's doing awesome out there. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Peace.